Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast. I want to talk to you about what influences you are under and you're operating under. What are you allowing yourself to be influenced by, or who are you allowing yourself to be influenced by in your business? But perhaps also in your life. And I want to hit home today the importance of being your own source of influence, of being your own greatest source of influence. Listen up. There is nothing to be wrong to be influenced by some of the people around us, some of our mentors, some of the things we listen to. Maybe you're influenced by some of the things that I'm sharing on this podcast. But one thing that really hit home with me this week, after I spent a few days in beautiful Iguazu, up near the border of Brazil, seeing amazing waterfalls, being in nature, being on my own, moving through a big wobble, quite honestly, in my business, was coming back to weeding through all the shit that's in my space, or the things or the people that I have been letting influence me in my decisions, or influence me into procrastination around the way I'm doing things or the way I want to do things in my business. Because sometimes that's easy to do because we are so influenced by the people we choose to give our attention to, by the things we choose to give our attention to. And so can you be your own greatest source of influence in the sense of saying, the way I do things, the way I have my process, the way I choose to build my business is the way I believe is best for me because it feels the best to me. And this is key. We are all so unique. We're all uniquely different to each other. And the way you build your business is as unique to you as it is unique to me. It is unique to them. It's unique to all of us. And the more we embrace our own unique process, our own unique way, and create strategies and processes and systems that work for us and our way and our process, the faster we can actually move and will move, because the actions you take feel aligned with you. They feel good for you. And when shit feels good for us, we do it. But when it doesn't feel good, guess what happens? We don't do it. And I have been finding myself procrastinating on taking action, procrastinating on sharing content, procrastinating on how to sell, where to sell, if I should sell. Questions that I have not been asking myself or contemplating or procrastinating over in so long. Yet here I am, as I have transitioned my services, transitioned what I'm doing, transitioned my fucking life, living completely differently than I have before, feeling more alive than I ever have before, and fucking procrastinating on taking action and putting my stuff out there and sharing my services and shining my light, or being worried that I'm shining too bright and all this stuff in my space, because I have allowed things and other people and their way and their process influence me so much that I started questioning my own process. I started questioning my own process, things that have been working for me, things that I've been doing. I started questioning my intuitive hits, just even the last week or so. And it caused me to procrastinate. It caused me to not take action. And it all brought it back home to the fact that I desire to be my own greatest source of influence for me. I want to be my own influence. I want to make sure that I am moving from my intuitive center, that I am moving from my belief, that I am moving from a place of my own alignment and source and light and power and enjoyment and joy and love and light. because when I do that, things flow, content flows, episodes flow, everything flows. And consequently, the way I show up and the way my message lands is different. It lands with the people that I desire to reach. It lands with the people that require to hear this message right now, to the people that are leveling up, the leaders that are forging their own way, the leaders that are ready to be making their next level in their business a fucking reality, the people that are ready to scale, ready to grow, ready to do the things, that want to move in a way that feels awesome, that want to be able to do it in a way that feels different. And that requires them to do it in their own unique way. And me doing it in my own unique way is so important, because I'm embodying my work. I'm embodying what I help my clients do, which is really creating strategies, processes, systems, and plans that are aligned with them, that are designed for them, that are unique to them, so they can be their own greatest influence in the way they live their lives, in the way they build their businesses, in the way they show up, in the way they communicate, because we are our own magic sauce. But sometimes, and I think so often, we allow this influence from other people to really impact the way we think, to impact the way we show up, to impact the way we think we should do the things or not do the things. And it can cause us to procrastinate on taking action. And that procrastination, or the saying that we're doing things and then not doing things because we're rooted in this perfectionist way, or we're rooted in this idea of, oh, we've got to do it the way they're saying. We can't be too salesy. We can't be too this. We can't be too that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Do it this way, but not that way, but just like this way, but not quite like that way. And it's like, ever feel that way? Dang, this is the space that I've been in. And, one of the things that I like to tap into for my own business, that I have a wonderful, wonderful person on my team, Amelia, who supports with this, is human design. Human design. And my human design, I've done so much studying around my own human design. I found it so powerful. And I am a 3/5 manifesting generator with an emotional authority. Okay, I have an open head, an open ajna, and an open heart. And one of the things that I've really learned with these open centers, especially my open head and my open ajna, is that it's so easy for me to absorb other people's way of doing things, other people's ways of thinking, and assume that that is the way I should be doing it too. Like, it's easy for me to let it come in. And sometimes between that and my open heart, it takes me completely out of my own lane. And it allows these people to have an influence for me, so much so that I fall out of alignment with my own stuff. So the work for me around this has always been coming back to my own alignment, asking myself, am I doing this because I really desire to do it this way, because it feels good for me, because it's in alignment with my vision, my values, my desires, the way I want to feel while I'm building my business? Or am I doing it because this mentor said to do it this way, or because she said to do it this way, or he said to do it this way, or because I've seen somebody do it this way and it seems to be working for them, right? Like, I need to be able to make sure that, is this my own belief system that I'm running with? Is this my own thought process that I'm moving with? Is this with alignment with me, truly me, with what lights me the heck up or not? And this is so important, again, because when I can only reflect this through my learning back to you, is that when I move or try and adapt or press myself, mold myself into somebody else's process, into somebody else's way of doing things, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't feel good for me. And consequently, I procrastinate and I don't do it. Or when I take the action, it doesn't feel like it's the right action. And then it moves me into this questioning cycle. And so what I'm learning through that, or what I continuously learn through that, is that I notice when I'm out of alignment, and I was out of alignment. And then what did I do? I sat, I reflected, I pulled myself up on my own shit. I looked at the things that I was afraid to do, afraid to even admit. Even thoughts that come up and being like, wow, but like, what if my own process isn't good enough? What if I do it and it works and then I can't handle it? What if I hit capacity again? I was out of the now and I was questioning things that possibly could happen in the future. Fear started bubbling up. And it is such bullshit stories because I'm incredibly successful as I am, and things are working and things are moving. And the most important thing for me is always all my clients having beautiful, amazing results, and they are. My clients been having massive breakthroughs. One of my clients just shared the most vulnerable, powerful live on her Instagram. I am Carrie Ray. You want to check it out. She's incredible. And she spoke about her truth vulnerably, what's in her space. She's been pulling herself up. She's been having massive breakthroughs. I had another client who just celebrated her biggest month, $9,000 month. I had another client who just moved through a massive fucking wobble and then literally started to pulling herself up on her own shit, recalling a bunch of messages and being like, wow, I just needed to verbal diarrhea all of that. Thanks for holding space. And I recalled all this, and I'm starting to realize this is a pattern. People are having incredible breakthroughs in my world, whether that is growth in their business, whether that is breakthroughs personally, whether they're pulling themselves up on their own shit and showing a level of self-leadership that is remarkable. This is how I also measure the level of my success, through the successes of my clients, because quite honestly, your success is my success. When I work with people, we are all one team. I am on your team. You are on my team. We're on each other's teams. We're co-creating together. And the beauty about everything that I have witnessed is that they are allowing themselves to be influenced by them, to be influenced by I, to be influenced by their truth, not by what somebody else does or somebody else says, or what we think we should be doing or what we think it should look like, but by themselves. They are learning to be their own greatest source of influence. And that is what I hope you take away from this episode. Be your greatest source of influence. Allow yourself to be influenced by you, by your greatest thoughts, by your greatest breakthroughs. Allow yourself to be influenced by your uniqueness, your magic sauce, and to be motivated and lifted up by it. Because your uniqueness, your process, the strategies that feel good for you, those are the ones that will allow you to move the fastest. And that is what I want for you, is rapid acceleration and ascension and growth. This comes from you being really in your own lane, in your own path, in your own essence, shining your own light. You are your greatest source of power. You are it. You are the one. Not them, not her, not she, not that, not this. You every single time. So be your own greatest source of influence. Yes, be inspired. Yes, be activated. Yes, get triggered by people, get triggered by things, get triggered by the shit that doesn't work for you. But always come back to bringing it back to being your own greatest source of influence. Always bring it back to your own truth, your own knowing. If you have resistance, if you have shit to work through, do the work. Do the work. And then be influenced by you. And move with that knowing, move with the trust, move with the faith in yourself, in your own light, in your own power. Not in somebody else's or in the shadow of somebody else. There is no one better than you. Remember that episode that we're all equal? We are all equal. We are all leaders, and I'm here to lead leaders. I'm here to lead leaders, and if you're here, I bet you are here to lead leaders too. This is about self-leadership at its finest. This is about owning our unique path. This is about saying there's enough room and space for all of us, and we get to be our own greatest source of fucking influence. Because that's where all the magic happens, and that's where all the juiciness is coming from. So this is what I leave you with. this week. This is what I'll leave you with this week. What are you going to do with this information? Tap in. Be your greatest source of influence. And if this has inspired you, if this is firing you up, make sure you share this episode with somebody that you feel needs to hear this today, that needs to learn to be their own greatest source of influence too. And if you're like me and you're human design and you have an open head and an open ajna and an open heart, then this is even more so important for you, because you're a fucking genius. You're amazing. You're magic. You're so much light. You're incredible. You're ambitious. You're powerful. You're audacious. You're courageous. You're doing it. Don't ever forget it. I love you so much, and I can't wait to be back for another episode of the Diaries of a Six-Figure Coach podcast. Take care.